What's good, YouTube, and welcome to my channel. If you've never seen me before, or you've never been to this channel, my name is JD Savage. I'm a six-figure affiliate marketer, and what I do is I teach people to make money here on YouTube on my channel, Imperfect Millionaires. So if you've never been here before, check me out. What we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about a sad statistic that I read recently on Google, that 95% of affiliates fail. That sucks. That's a really high number in my opinion. So what I started thinking about, I've been doing this for a long time, and I started thinking about why that is, right? And so I sat down and I made a list of all of the things that I've seen that successful affiliates do, that affiliates that are not successful tend to do. And I put together a list of the top 13 reasons why affiliates fail and how to avoid those and what you can do to put yourself in the 5% that do not fail. And they're pretty common sense, really, most of them, okay? So I'm going to run through them. And if you like this kind of content, do me a favor. Like this video and subscribe to the channel and tick the bell icon so you're notified. If you want to know about specific affiliate marketing platforms, they're here on my channel. They're in a series. They're easy to find, and I can show you exactly what to do and what not to do with specific platforms, not generic information. I put together courses. I put them here on YouTube, and I don't sell you a course. I'm not a guru. I don't pretend to be a guru. I'm just a guy who helps people make money online here on YouTube. Okay? So let's proceed. Number one is, let's see, I got a whole list here. Not having a clear niche. I've seen that a lot, right? So what does that mean? That just means that somebody doesn't identify what they're all about, right? So how do I put this? I've seen so many people chase the shiny object, right? And I'm not going to go into that. That's pretty obvious what I mean. But here's what I'm really talking about. Somebody that one day you go to their channel, maybe it's a YouTube channel, maybe, it doesn't really matter. People follow certain people because they want information or they want to hear about a certain topic. And so if you come on this channel, for example, and you come here one day and I'm talking about working out one day, and I'm talking about making money online the next, and I'm talking about my favorite cat video the next, and then I'm talking about whatever, right? Cars. Look, that's not what people are looking for. And a lot of people do that because they're like, oh, well, I heard this is really making a lot of money. Oh, I saw this ad and this is making a lot of money. Oh, I saw this guy and he's doing this. Listen, the strongest thing you can do for yourself is pick a niche. Clearly, this channel is about making money online, not just randomly, with affiliate marketing, with specific platforms, right? So why is that helpful? Because if you don't care and you don't want to know, you're not going to watch this channel. And if you do care and you do want to know, I'm always bringing you information and I'm showing you how to take specific platforms and make money, right? That's the objective. So get very clear on what it is you're doing and what it is you're offering people, okay? That's number one. Number two, not providing enough value, all right? So what does that mean? Well, really simply, look, people always hesitate, especially the kind of guru kind of thought process is, well, don't give too much value. Make sure you hold that back. Make sure you don't give away the kitchen sink, as people say. See, I think that's nonsense, you guys. From an affiliate marketing standpoint, and again, I've been doing this a long time. Do not hesitate to help people. That's the truth. Do not hesitate to help people. Because who do you gravitate towards, right? People that are helpful or people that are unhelpful or people that could be helpful, even worse, but they choose not to be because they're holding back so that you pay them to be helpful. Does that make sense? I see that all the time. I'll talk to people, and I talk to literally hundreds of people a week, right? They're like, well, what if I say this? Should I hold that back so I can sell it? Man, just help people, okay? Literally just help people. That's number two. Number three, not being transparent enough. Okay, so we all know that one. It sucks, man, because you can see that somebody's holding back, right? Like I was just talking about. They're holding back. And they come across as kind of schmarmy. They come across as just being like somebody you don't want to talk to. You wouldn't want to hang out with. Like, so if you don't want to hang out with them, you wouldn't want to talk to them. Why would you ever want to do business with them? Does that make sense? Okay, that's number three. Don't do that. Do the opposite of that, okay? Number four, being too salesy. Oh, man, I see this all the time. Click my link. If you don't buy my course, you suck. Rah. That is just total garbage and nonsense. Like, that stuff doesn't work anymore. I'm not sure if it ever did. Maybe, I don't know. But I've been a sales trainer for almost 30 years now, 29 years. And I can tell you, like, I have never taught anybody to do that. You just don't need to, right? As a salesperson, a salesman, a sales lady, what is your objective? Honestly, what is your objective? Right? You might say, well, to sell something. Okay, that's cool. But really, your job is to solve a problem. That's it. A person comes, they have a problem. That's why they oftentimes want to buy something. Most every time they want to buy something, whether it's a car or whatever, right? They don't want to walk. They don't want to take the bus. Affiliate marketing, they want to create an additional income. Shoes because they don't want to go barefoot, right? So your objective as an affiliate marketer is to resolve a problem that somebody has. That's it. That should be your objective. You don't need to be salesy. They already have the problem. All they're looking for is the solution to the problem. And listen, if you can be that solution and you're friendly and you're helpful and you provide value, guess what? They'll buy it from you. You don't need to sell them anything. That's not how it works. Does that make sense? So it's really simple. Don't do that. Don't feel like you need to do that. And for a lot of you to hear this, it might be a relief, because that's what I hear a lot from people was, I'm just not a salesman. Man, you don't need to be. You don't need to be. What's the point? Just solve the problem, right? So let me ask you something. If you have that belief about yourself, well, I'm just not a salesman, does it feel any different to realize that you're just going to resolve a problem for people? And guess what? Here's the thing that's okay. If your product or service doesn't solve the problem for the person that you're talking to, don't try to sell it to them. That's it, right? It's not a trick. It's real simple. Solve their problem and they'll buy the product or service if it solves their problem. If it doesn't, then you should not be trying to sell it to them, okay? So don't be salesy. It's schmarmy and weird. It's just creepy. Nobody likes it, all right? And you don't have to. That's, like I say, that's probably a relief to a lot of people. Okay, number 5. People tend to, and I've seen this a lot, and it's just weird, right? Promote products or services they haven't used themselves. They don't know anything about it. They try to sound like they know about it, but they really don't know about it. Oh man, that just sucks, because it's awkward for both parties, right? Like, oh, well, oh no, I don't use that. I know I don't really know. Or they won't admit they don't know and they try to act like they know. Look, guys, you're not fooling anybody if you're trying to do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. That's why what you see on my channel, I've taken those platforms and I go and make money with those platforms. I make mistakes with those platforms sometimes, and I'll tell you what those are too. How to avoid those. I know the platforms. I know them inside out because I've used them. I know the communities. I know them inside out because I've pushed them to provide customer service before I'll ever show it to you. Does that make sense? So don't do that. Don't try to push a bunch of things that you don't use and you're not familiar with. It's just creepy, and I see it all the time, and it doesn't go well for people, right? And it makes you feel weird anyway. Because think about it this way. You know, some people I talk to, they're like, "Oh, I'm the best salesman that ever lived." Okay. Does it make you feel creepy though to lie to people? It should. And if it doesn't, you might want to take a look at that, because that's weird. You know, it's just not necessary, right? It's that weird feeling that comes up when you know you're not being honest. Just don't do that. It's just not necessary. Okay. All right. So number 6. This is a big one. Not building an email list, right? I see people go through and they're just randomly trying to sell this, that, everything. They're undefined. They're unclear. The next shiny object comes along. They're not compiling an email list. And that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake, because your email list is hugely important, right? And so not building an email list, and I've known people that have been doing this for years and they've never compiled a strong email list. That is a big mistake, because that gives you so much power and so much leverage when you establish trust with people, right? The old saying is people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Become that person that people know, like, and trust. You know, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, but it's well worth it. Here's why. Because as you go through life, things change, certain products and services come and go, but that know, like, and trust that you've established with people, and I'll mention that too a little bit more later, but it's very important. It's extremely important, okay? So please hear me. Make sure that you're building an email list of people that know, like, and trust you, because it's huge. It's massive. All right. So let's move on to the next one. I got quite a few to get through here still. Not diversifying their income streams. All right. That kind of goes back to what I was just saying a little bit, but I want to be super clear on this. Products and services come and go. So to not diversify your income streams is a massive, massive problem. All right. So defining a niche is important, yes, but there are multiple different products and services in a niche. So you want to make sure that you don't build your whole, like, I don't know, a lot of not affiliate marketing, but network marketing things that I've seen. Man, I've seen people build massive businesses all around one business, right? Just the one business. And then that business goes out of business, or something happens that's negative in that business and they get some negative press and their entire income goes down the tubes. That sucks. That sucks. Can you start with one and build it, and then build from there once you establish people that know, like, and trust you, and you have that email list and you start building those things, and then you can recommend other things that you have used yourself and vetted so that you know that they're honest and accurate? Yes, absolutely. And I highly recommend it. Okay. This is a sad one that I've seen a lot from some very good people. They do all the other things that I've mentioned to you so far correctly, right? They're not salesy. They do all the right things. They're honest. They build this giant business. And then all of a sudden, the CEO or somebody embezzles or something happens, and boom, their income goes from here to nothing overnight. Don't let that happen to you. Do not let that happen to you. Do not build your whole identity around one thing. Okay, you might start there. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to try to do 10 things at once, but don't let that be your end game, that you just have this one thing that if that went belly up, that you're done. Right? Don't let that happen to you. Very important. Okay. Number 8, relying on organic traffic only. Okay, I'm big on organic traffic actually, but the reason I mention this is as you start to grow, it's really important to branch out a little bit and have some things that aren't just organic traffic. For example, if you're unfamiliar with Traffic Authority, I use Traffic Authority. Real simple. You provide them a link, they drive traffic to that link, and they are amazing. They drive phenomenally quality traffic. Okay, so little shameless pitch there on Traffic Authority, but man, they're good. They're really good, and it's really important to have something outside of yourself and just organic to drive that. Now, my thing is I compete with any paid traffic I do. I don't do a lot of paid traffic, and I don't necessarily recommend to people that they got to do a lot of paid traffic, depending upon your goals, right? But bottom line is I don't only rely on organic traffic. I did initially to get going, right? And a lot of people will because they don't want to spend the money on any type of paid traffic form, and that's fine. But what I'm saying is as you get going, you need to branch out a little bit, okay? And it doesn't need to be ridiculous. You don't need to have, at one point I had like a $40,000 ad budget for a different business for Google ads and all that kind of stuff monthly. You don't need to have that, all right? That's not necessary. All right, I think you get the point there. I got to keep moving here. Not tracking their results. All right, this is a big one because I talk to a lot of people and they don't track their results. They do a lot of things, but they have no idea actually where the results are coming from. Very important, right? I mean, I think this is pretty obvious. But believe it or not, people get busy, they get overwhelmed, and they just start feeling like, well, hell, everything I'm doing is working, so I'm just going to keep doing everything. Well, if they spent a little bit of time just to set it up correctly, they could track their results so that if they're getting 60% of their results, 50% of their results, 40% of their results from one thing, they could do more of that one thing, right? Just makes sense. So make sure when you start getting, you don't have to worry about it at first, but as you're building it, make sure that you start tracking your results so that you can identify where you should put your money, number 1, and your time and energy, number 2, okay? I guess that's 2 and 3. But anyway, you get the point. It's really important to track your results. Let's see. Not reusing content in various ways, okay? This one is really, 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 really big. And here's why. Because when you get to the point where you're creating so much content, sometimes it can start to feel like, oh my God, all I ever do is create content. Look, you can take that content, you can chop that content up, you can make shorter videos of that, you can take a little piece of it, you can make a short out of it, you can say that click here for full video, you can put it on multiple different platforms, right? You can make one short, you can put it on a myriad of different platforms, just that one short, right? So you make one video and you can put it in 6, 7, 8 different places. That just makes sense, doesn't it? And the majority of all those places are free, by the way. You just got to set it up and get used to doing that. So extremely important, extremely, extremely, extremely important. It's kind of like it goes back to, not just one income stream. Well, all of those platforms for an affiliate marketer are income streams, right? So to speak. So when you take that and you put it on TikTok, you put it on Facebook, you put it on Instagram, you put it on YouTube, you need to see those as different income streams because they really are, right? That might be the same video, but all of those platforms are literally free to you, right? Speaking about paid advertising, nobody should be doing paid advertising if they're not covering all the free ones. It just makes more sense, right? Why would you go pay something when there's all these free versions out there to bring traffic to your affiliate link, okay? Really important. So consider that if you haven't. You probably have, but consider that if you haven't. Let's see. Failing to scale their business. So I've seen this a lot too. People will jump in, they make money, they're all excited, they get up to whatever, $10,000, $15,000 a month, and they're like, I've arrived, I'm here, I don't need to do anything else. That's a mistake. That's a huge mistake at that point, right? Businesses are either growing or they're dying, right? There is no in between, right? My grandpa gave me an example as a kid, and I won't bore you with too many details, but he used the example of a bicycle. He said, hey, listen, when you're going uphill, when you're climbing, what do you have to do? I said, well, you got to pedal, right? You got to push, you got to work. He goes, right. He goes, so here's the thing. Life is like a bicycle. If you're ever coasting, you're going downhill. You can't coast uphill. So if you feel like you're coasting, if you feel like you're resting on your laurels and you get to that point, well, like, I've arrived. Hey, look, no problem celebrating your victories. That's fantastic. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying don't reward yourself. I am saying don't get stuck in the concept that that's just it. It's not, because what will happen is nothing stays stagnant. Life's always moving. Keep pedaling, right? You might start coast for a little bit, have some fun, do a few things, but don't get off track because it can go away just as quickly as it arrived. Okay. So be aware of that. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of people like, I've arrived and they're happy, and then they don't do anything for 6 or 8 months and they don't adapt. And then guess what happens? They're gone. And then they're sad. Don't let that happen to you. It's not necessary, right? It's not necessary. So please be aware of that. Let's see. Number 12. We're going through these. Not using effective affiliate marketing strategies. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that, right? They don't even really get off the ground in that case, right? They're just taking a little from here, a little from there. Oh, I saw this system. Oh, I saw that. I saw this. I saw that. And they've got this Rubik's Cube maze that they can't solve because they don't actually have a system that's effective, because they've taken a little bit from over here, a little bit from over here, and a little bit from over here. And they built this Frankenstein version of affiliate marketing, and it's just not effective. It doesn't work. It doesn't get them anywhere, and thus they never get off the ground. Okay, don't fall prey to that. You know, my channel is a good example. I lay out the whole thing. It's a system. It's a system. Until you understand it, don't try to tweak the system. It's effective and it works, and it's been proven over and over and over again. Okay, and so that being said, I'm not saying that I got all the answers, so please save the comments. I'm not saying that you can't change it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm telling you, if you want to succeed, take the system, use the system. Once you understand the system inside out, make a little change, measure it. Make a little change, measure it. Don't make giant changes, because you will change your results and they will go downhill quickly. I've seen that over and over and over again as well. Okay. All right. And that puts us at 13. This is probably the most common one that I've ever seen. Not treating affiliate marketing as a business. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. There's so many side hustle, all this stuff, right? And really ridiculous expectations of how fast you're going to make money and how quick it's going to happen, and you don't even have to work, and all the stuff, right? All the guru garbage that's spewed all over the internet out there about how you don't really have to try, and it's just so simple, and everybody can make money. And yeah, people can, sure, but it does require effort, focus, and it requires avoiding the previous 12 things and the 13th thing that I just mentioned. Treat it like a business. Take it seriously. Cut out your time. Make sure that you allot your time daily, right? Take an hour a day. It's very important. It can change your life for sure. You know, I've seen it countless times now, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Guess what? That can be you. You can be one of those success stories. You don't have to be part of the 95%. The reason people end up part of the 95% most oftentimes is because they have unrealistic expectations of what it's going to take to get where they want to go. And oftentimes, you know, honestly, it's not their fault. It's pushed by the internet. It's pushed by gurus. It's pushed by, you know, wanting to tell you something that your confirmation will believe so that you'll pay them money and then figure out later it was all nonsense. It was all guru BS. Don't fall for that. It requires effort. It requires time and energy. Is it worth it? In my opinion, not even a question. Hands down. Not even a question, right? And that brings me I'll wrap this up, but that brings me kind of my close here. That, guys, check it out. The allure of affiliate marketing is obvious, right? Who doesn't want to make money while they're sleeping? Who doesn't want the laptop lifestyle that they can pick up their computer and go anywhere they want, on vacation, RV across the country, whatever, right? Just need to have an internet connection. And not all the time, but at least you got to have an internet connection to do this, to post videos, to do these kind of things. But guess what? I get it. I get the allure. And so what people push on is that allure. Freedom. Get out of your 9 to 5. All of that's true. It's not a lie. The lie is what it actually takes to be part of the 5%, right? It's not hard. You're not digging a ditch. You're not working on a roof in 110-degree weather. It's not hard. What I'm doing right now is pretty easy. But I'm here telling you the truth, and that is important. Be transparent. Tell the truth, right? Don't think you got to trick somebody into something. Go back over these, write them on a list, and really take them to heart. They're completely accurate, and this information has taken me 30 years to accumulate. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to end the video there. If you like this kind of content, give me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and tick the bell icon so you're notified. And I will bring you some more value in the next video. Thanks for watching.